Hello, hello, hello. Fuck. Oh no! I already messed up. I already messed up. I already messed up. I already messed up. No! I I already fumbled. Hi. 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 So hi. Um if you can't tell, I already have a bit of moonshine. But hi. This is Iron Nest. I just quit the mission immediately that I had loaded up, but oh well. Hmm. Okay. Okay. This is Iron Lung. This is Iron Lung. This is also the first time doing chiller mode because you have no idea. This is I was very hesitant on this game at first because I didn't know how much of like very obvious streamer bait game and how fun it would be. Because like this very much seems like a one trick thing at first that streamers do, and they get like confused on how to do simple geometry. But I have been thoroughly hooked. As mostly a guard player, ironically, for Warhammer. It is so nice. We also have Gato. Hello, little Gato. You're free. Okay. So this be the nest. This be the nest. And as you can see, there's a lot, and not everything is even like fully operational yet. But main things here is you read, you measure, calculate, load, rotate, elevate, and then fire. It's very simple, except it's not. Let's see. Let's do that. Things are very, very interactable, as you can see already, just with like the music player. We also make sure there isn't like copyright for the audio. Okay, there's no option, so I'm gonna assume it's fine. That'd be quite unfortunate if this was just like actually something heavily copyright, but oh well, we'll find out. Turn down slightly. Yeah, these songs are burned into my brain now because I've listened to it for like 2 hours plus. Okay. So here be high commands, and here be field reports. So, let's see. Cotton supply, they're exposed. Engage and destroy. Fire at will. Presence sector, AP ordnance required for their destruction, okay. Cache destruction yields additional resources. That's still very loud. Jeez. There we go. It's very, very quiet without the music. And you get more music as you keep, like, playing, but it does not have any other ambiance besides the groaning of metal, which I also appreciate, but okay. So if you can see, you can highlight specific parts of the orders here, and you can also see it correlates with our big map, which, if you already don't know, big map along with miniatures, this is already my type of game. So Iron Nest, this is our location here, B3. Tap on it, and then it gets put on your clipboard. Observation assets, we have 3 spotters this time. And let's see what our targets are. Reference point alpha. Okay. Interesting, so that looks to be reference point alpha. Now, I will fully admit there will potentially be times where I just fumble and get stuck a bit, because this is probably my like third mission on it. But I've decided it's best to just like do the tutorial on my own and learn, because if I did it on stream, I would have panicked and started crying. Reference point Alpha. I'm gonna assume that's probably our main objective. The ordnance supply caches. So let's see. Reference point Alpha. Just let's mark these down. And we'll go ahead and mark target 1 for the time being. But first, let's actually set things up here. So, get that out of the way. Let's first mark what we currently are at. So this is our boy. This is what we're in. A very beefy little spider boy. And we need to mark where we are on the map here. So we are on B3 on 06. As you can see, it's a grid, so you just kind of highlights where it is, so you just plop it there. That'd be the marking indicator right there. So we're right there. Now we have different miniatures for each kind of thing here. We have different spotters. So, spotter 1 is in D4. 1, 2. So mark it there. Also want to carefully at least mark for myself these precisely, because if you see, there is a little bit of give for marking it in a particular box, which will become very important at some point, because there is a bit of margin of error. Oh, you've contacted my employers and said that I'm silly. Okay, okay. What are they gonna do about it? What are you wanting them to do about it? Huh? You're distracting me. I'm trying to autism and you're distracting me. Okay. Spotter 2. It's very important we also do these in their precise numbers as well. G6. On 8-2. Okay, let's zoom in and make sure that's precisely on there. That's very good. And spotters 3 is C8. Da-da-da. All the way up here. On 1-4. Make sure that is also marked precisely. Okay. Reference point Alpha. So, reference point Alpha is bearing 107 from spotter 1. So, basically we are artillery. And the way this works is we have this big map. And this is a city. There's a bunch of city locations all around here. And our objective is to try and find where everything is based off the grid coordinates that we were given from our spotters and high command. So, going off of spotters 1 bearing here for reference point Alpha, we're going to mark here, and so we're going to drag 107 degrees and basically go as far as we can and try and get that bearing just on the money. All the way to the edge, because sometimes you want to make this as long as possible, that way you actually intersect things. So that should be correct from spotter 1. And then distance from spotter 2 is 6.27 kilometers. So we're now going to take out this measuring device, go to the position of spotter 2, and it's going to draw a circle around, let's see, 6.27. 5, 6, 7. There we go. Perfect. So, as you can see, for reference point Alpha, we basically want to look at where these two intersect at, which looks to be right around almost on 2.7 here. So, Assuming reference point alpha is something actually bad, which I can show how to confirm, this will be our first target. So, we're going to now take our location from the Iron Nest and draw our direct bearing and distance to this section here to where they intersect, which I want to be pretty right on the money on where they do intersect, because as you can see, like I said, in the circle, or the square, there's a tiny bit of give, and we want to be as accurate as possible, because there's usually a bunch of civilians and more than likely just cops that are interfering. But they're acceptable casualties, so it's fine. Okay, so we're going to mark that directly, and since we use the red marker, it's automatically got our bearing and distance right down. So, now, it is time to actually start doing the gun things. So firstly, what I want to do, because I'm not really sure what they're meaning by reference point alpha. Let me do this again. AP ordnance, cache, spotter ones. Yeah, it doesn't really specify what that is. So I probably, before I want to blow it up, do a spotting one, which we can do via... We can theoretically do it via scout plane, but these star shells are very, very cheap. So we're going to order a star shell on our left maze. And while we're at it, just in case that is something we want to immediately blow up, let's also order an AP shell for our right magazine. Because if it is something we want to blow up, it'll be a lot quicker, basically, to just aim our second turret immediately. Well, actually, probably would be best to immediately keep it in the left magazine. That way I don't have to adjust anything. You'll see in a second here. So, shell, we'll also order that. And as you can see, we now have 2 shells, which you can draw on. There we go. But it's evil. We're evil. Let's see. So this is our calculation machine. I'm going to first mark what type of shell we're going to be using. This doesn't really affect too much of the calculations. This is more of a just documentation. You'll see in a second. So we have a shell type star. Bearing is 100.4. So we're going to turn that a bit. Almost got it. 4. Target, I'm just going to keep as that, because that also does not matter. And then distance is 10k. 8, 9, 10.38. Okay. So, very important other thing is we're also going to label what amount of charges we have. So, number of charges, the greater the distance. As this is just barely over 10k, we're going to need 3 charges, because 3 charges can have a maximum amount of 15k range. So, you're going to load 3 powder charges, and now calculate. Alright. We have now calculated a little cheat sheet that we can very easily start loading into these sections. Stop. Bad. The machine spirit is angry sometimes. Okay, we're going to start off with a star shell. It is pretty self-explanatory, as you can see via the description here. Very much a scouting shell. So, first going to load that up. Alright, now we're going to pull 3 levers for 3 charges. And then send that. And while that is going, I can go ahead and get the rotation started So this will be this way. And that's going to be started, so that'll be around 40. Alright. And there we go. That is done. And now stop. Cease. Now going to calculate the elevation. Looks to be just 41.52. 32. Awesome. Okay. That seems to be good. Now going to do our checks. So fire mission is confirmed. We're doing a scouting shot. Shell confirmed. Scouting star rounds. Bearing is 104. That is confirmed. Elevation also confirmed. 41.52. And gun is now armed. So, clicking this activates it, primes, and right. Well, I'm going to take a shot of moonshine. Send her off. Good shit. Good shit. So, this is actively tracking the shell, so we will see exactly what reference point alpha is. Alright, looks like we did find one enemy so far. We'll have to consult the legends to see exactly what that is. It looks like reference point alpha was mostly just a general vicinity to scout from, I'm assuming. So, that looks to be some sort of little car, probably armored, if I had to guess. Let's see. Doesn't immediately say what those are, but it's definitely a enemy. Okay, it is mechanized. I'm assuming because it has the same shape, only that has wheels for some reason. Very odd, inconsistent, but oh well. I will say there are some very tiny inconsistencies that probably need to like somewhat improve these. Like, these are already good examples, but it takes a little bit for you to process them. That or I just may be generally dumb. It's been a while since I actually did anything like geometry wise. So we now have a target properly. So we're now going to remove our current calculations. Also, it does say and give us these here. 3.52k. Okay, I see what this is now. So we have several options, looks like. So, this means two things. One, we have already discovered a potential target. Thankfully, we already have AP loaded, so we're going to probably go ahead and dump that into this boy here, just because we can, very easily. The second calculation we're going to be doing here is we're going from reference point alpha, and since we now scouted that area, it's going to give a general calculation of correction. So this will be something we probably already do. Let's first get rid of some of the stuff. Oh, let's see, was there an update? Alpha 3. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. So, let's first get rid of some of the stuff here. which we can very easily just go ahead and delete these. Reference point alpha we can go ahead and get rid of. And that looks to be label number 6. Do we have anything for number 6 yet? So maybe just... Okay, yeah, there we go. That's what the update was. Target number 4. G684. So that looks to be... Okay. That actually was just like a random thing updated. Alright, that's fine. So, completely different. But still, we will have to blow this up anyway. So, let's first do the calculation here, since it's very easy. You will go straight on the point of reference, and we will go roughly this way, kind of in between, to kind of somewhat compensate for spotter error. As you can see, this gives like kind of a straight guide to shoot from, but we will go 3.52K this way. $3.52K, and we'll try to get that somewhat in the middle. There we go. Okay, so that is going to be our new target there. So we'll now go back to our nest, draw all the way over here, and get that right on the money. That has been calculated. Get rid of this boy. That is 85 and 1233. Get rid of this previous calculation. And we'll also go ahead and calculate this since we just can. That looks to be AP, so we'll get pretty right on the money. There. We'll probably... Since I still don't know what I'm gonna be firing at from here, I'm gonna assume it's one of the caches. We could theoretically do an AP round just to save us one. Let's think. Reference point alpha. Heck with it. We'll just do an AP round. We already got one loaded, so might as well. AP shell. Maybe that doesn't really show up that well. Evil. So we're first gonna go ahead and do this guy. Well, yeah. We'll buy 2 AP. We'll buy another AP here. Should be reloaded. Yep, for the left. We could theoretically put it in the other one and then just have that automatically set as well. Yeah. Yeah, might as well. Okay, then we'll just try to calculate both of them. So the first one is going to be our mystery one, the 85-1233. That we will go ahead and calculate first. Both of them are going to be 3 charges. So we'll slightly adjust this to be 1233 with 3 charges since it is over 10k. And bearing to target is going to be 85. .3. And this will be probably unknown. I think it's this one should be the right one. Yeah, supply cache, that should be right. Very cool. This one will be the AP. There we go. And let me make sure, double check things. 85, 1233, that's correct. Calculate. Okay, so that is one calculation done. The next, we will go ahead and while we're still here, calculate the other distance. So this will be 10K, 96, with a bearing of 101.2. Target will be that little vehicle. Again, these are not really, doesn't really have any hamperings of the actual calculations. It's more or less just there for you to remember. Yeah, sure, that'll be fine. AP for that as well. 3 charges, 10, 96, 101. 2 AP shell, and we're doing 3 charges again. Very cool. Okay, let's organize that. There we go. So first we will go ahead and do our initial boy. Well, to be clear, who are we closest to? Actually, we may go ahead and do the first one, since we're already like just on the cusp of that bearing. It's 101.2. Okay. This will be for our left gun. Correct. Alright, let us go ahead and load up this boy. I am never gonna get tired of that. Also gonna go ahead and load this while that's waiting. It's 43.84. Very cool. Stop. $83.84. Right, and this one. Roughly there. I'll go ahead and wait for this to calculate. Let's go ahead and do these, double check our work. Right gun, 43.84, AP, 101.2. We're good to go ahead and fire that one, but I want to correct this one first. 49.32 is our boy. 49.32, and then we will adjust rotation once this is fired. So let's do a third check just to be sure. 43.84, 101.2 AP, and we're going to go ahead and arm, and then here we go. Alright, now going to immediately readjust for our next fire. very slowly ease this in. There we go. Okay. E5.3. Perfect. Done, 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 done. Alright, left gun. 49.32 confirmed. 85.3 confirmed. Arming. And we are now firing. Very cool, very cool. So let us look at how our job was. That is a kill confirmed. I don't know why they like post this little guy and then also just keep it here. It seems a little counterintuitive. I don't know. Let's see what this is though. Let's see if we just like straight up domed a bunch of friendlies or not. Hey, okay, very cool, very cool. We guessed correctly. Alright. 2 confirmed kills so far. And we have a bunch of other guys. We have a bunch in this area. Okay. We'll probably start really pumping these out then. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and also remove these for now, just because I think we're gonna just like freehand it at this point with all the ones we have now. It's very target-rich environments. Alright, let us first choose. Well, first review what all we did so far. Target spotted, bearing, spotted, okay. Supply cache, Alright, hostile tank. Oh, okay. That's what that was. That is confirmed armor. Alright, now we have just a bunch of shit to shoot at, so let's get shooting. Let's see. We might be able to hit that with HE depending. Let's see. What exactly are these? That's a triangle. Now that's infantry. What is the triangle? Nope. Fire director. Pauses CBT. What? What do you mean pauses CBT? What do you mean pauses CBT? What do you mean, game? Cheers to that, I guess. Okay. Well, I'm going to destroy CBT, I guess. And then infantry. So, as you can see, they are a little bit close. So, we have a gauge to measure how big the boom is. So, let's say HE. HE. That's very close. That very well may get it. The problem being, I don't know if this supposed mystery CBT entity is going to be needing to be hit by something tougher. We could potentially see if we have access to more rounds. I don't think we do. HE powder... incinerate shell. Medium radius, chance to spread. Let's see if the incinerate shell has a decent radius. What's the abbreviation for it? INCN. INCN? Yeah, INCN. Okay. Does that correlate with anything here? Tempted to just try and see, to be honest. Okay, so let's initially just go ahead and mark this area here. Because I want to say, unless like It's not LE and it's not AP. Well, I guess we'll just do some guesswork. Let me realign that again. More experimentation with new shells, because I've not used the HE shell yet. Not the HE, but the Incinerate shell. But that should be our target there in case it does actually reach. So, let's first calculate this so we can get this boy out of the way. Going to just directly point us right there. And we're done there. Get this out of the way. And what else do we want to go for? Since it's roughly going to be the same bearing, let's probably go ahead and load up this as well. Alright. There we go. It should require little correction. Okay, initial shot is going to be Incinerate. And then our follow-up shot is going to be an AP in the same magazine. Very cool. The scout plane actually is a bit cheaper now. It looks like we gained a free use, basically, or a discounted use. We may use this afterwards just to get a better idea where things are. Let's see. Our distance for our first shot is going to be 12. 37. Gonna be 3 charges again. This will be HE Incinerate. Bearing is gonna be 81. .2. Target type. Gonna be that, and let me double check my calculations. 1237, 81.2, very cool. Alright, this will be our first shot. Our follow-up shot is going to be slightly closer. 3 powder charges. This will be an AP. Very slightly adjusted bearing. Vehicle 80.7, 10.98. Very cool. Alright, so both be on the left gun, starting with the Incinerate shell. Medium radius, chance to spread. Let's hope the medium radius actually has the correct radius we want. We'll find out. .3. So this will be 81, correct? Yes. That should almost get to it. Nearly right on the money. 70, 80. Oh, right. Went a bit too far. 8. Alright. 49.48. That is confirmed. Let's double check our calculations, 49.48, 81.2. Alright, we are good to go. Going to arm, and again. Here we go. Ah. Very good, very good. Let's go ahead and see what the radius of this is. Since calculations are gonna be just like minuscule. Would be very, very beneficial if this was as big as I'm thinking it was. Well, shoot. Looks like it did not affect them. Let's try to measure out that visual, just to have a better point of reference. It looks like it's probably the size, yeah. Just a bit short, basically. Alright. That'd be completely fine, because we have a lot of other very easy stuff to still shoot at. So, let's go ahead and remove this one. And probably going to... See, I don't know what this mysterious CBT fire director. I don't know if I should try AP initially or not. I'm kind of tempted to just like do 2 rounds of HE. Well, either way, we're already loaded up pretty much just to do the next one here. So let's go ahead and do that. Adjust the bearing. And that will take a second. While that's going, I might go ahead and start loading up some HE on the other end. Let's see. HE on the left. Oh, sorry, right. These are all basically right on the cusp of... Yeah, because that one's the farthest one out, so it's safe to say we can already do 3 charges for this one, basically. Let's see. So we're gonna go ahead and do our follow-up on this guy. What one do we want to hit next? Do we want to do... I kind of want to still try and shoot at this little CBT thing. But there's also a lot of very... well, yeah, let's just stick to our guns. Because we have, right now, an AP that's already loaded and near aimed and ready to shoot. Then we have a HE to immediately follow up with. So, since that's pretty close to what we're already at, I'll go ahead and follow up with that one there. Get rid of this one. And let's do some calculating for this just while we're here. 60. 3. That is going to be 87. Give me the tried and true. There we go. Calculate. Good stuff. Alright. Let's double check our 40. Let's see. 43. Okay. Yeah. We need to adjust this one. That is why we double check. $43.92. Is our rotation correct? It is, so we're good to fire our left gun. Let's also go ahead and adjust our right gun. Just almost on it. Okay. 50.40. Okay. That should be good. So now, voiceless streaming based, you should play the new submarine game. Is there a new submarine game? What? You haven't even told me about the submarine game. I honestly, like, if this was multiplayer, like games like Void Ship or Void Crew, so you have like a big ship that everyone manages and takes rolls on, and you can like tinker with things like this here. You can adjust and reduce steam. Like this is probably one of my favorite game genres. It's just like crewing some big boy. Oh yeah, give, yeah. I would literally stream with you if you would want, or we can just be privately autism about it. I guess it's 4-player co-op. Oh, okay. So we can invite some other gays if we want. We'll basically be like True Navy, because we'll all be gay and in like this big hunk of metal. Okay. Let's see, 43.92, 80.7, this is on the left gun, firing AP, let us arm that. I also like to sometimes time it to the music, because it's very nice. Now adjusting for the next target, it is going to be actually the same heading. Wow. So they're both 80.7, so we should ideally be good to fire a gun just straight immediately. 50.40. Bearing is the same, so we're good to go ahead and fire again. Very cool. Confirmed kill on that. And that was the vehicle. We are now aiming towards the CBT creature. Which again, this is... If you look at this, I don't know what this is yet, but per game, this is the fire director that pauses CBT, so... We are destroying CBT. Oh wow, we've been actually off. We were off by a good chunk. Shit. 81.7, 12.60. Maybe I need AP. It's possible. We also have some adjustments here as well. Okay, let's reset our stats here. Let's see. Missed shots. Yeah, it just says missed. Okay. I may have not aimed correctly. That'd be very fair. Alright. Let us recalculate. That looks pretty dead on, though. Like, he's on just the cusp. I'm gonna probably slug him with an AP, to be honest. Let's do these two, though. Just get them out of the way. Supply cache 3 spotted, okay. So, let's first do infantry. And then we will do the CBT creature. Right there. Directly hit via AP. Straight to hell. Okay, first is going to be basically same setup here except for infantry. 12.11. Bearing 80.5, so just barely. Okay, let's double check our work again because we screwed up a bit. So, first one is 12.11. 80.5 is our bearing. HE target is going to be infantry. Very cool. Next one. 81.6. 6. This will be an AP shell. Wherever that is. Somewhere. It's hopefully somewhere in this. There we go. This is going to be 12.62. Alright, let's calculate that. Let's also change to the correct symbol. Alright. It may be because I'm trying to do like two things at once that I got screwed up. We'll see. I will try to stop my little ADHD brain from trying to multitask and be too autism. Okay, so gonna have 1 HE for the left-hand side. And then we will take an AP for the right hand. Alright. HE shell. Going to mark with the blessing of the Omnissiah. That one's as good as it is. Let's both load these up. Also do bearing. Why? Stop. Alright, these are going to be pretty quick side-by-sides. Only real thing is going to be waiting for these. Change the music. Yeah. Alright, 48. Almost there. Second gun, we're going to do 50.48. Cool. 48.44, 50.48. Initial first bearing is 80.5. So, first one is going to destroy infantry. Let us double check we're firing the right round to the right people. 80.5, that is our initial, and that is going to hit infantry, so that is correct. Alright, let's arm. And here we go. Fairly confident that will probably hit them and explode them, sending them straight to the warp. So we're going to immediately follow up and adjust bearing slightly. And we're going to double check again. Confirmed, confirmed, confirmed. Elevation on right gun is 50.48, confirmed. Armed gun. We're going to now arm. Alright, skill confirmed on infantry. Let's now see if we actually kill this guy with AP. Because he just barely missed on the HE. Also get rid of these. Yeah! CBT has been destroyed. Okay, we don't even really need this, as we can very clearly see our next targets. Let's go ahead and follow up with these here. Let's do an AP for each gun. That'll get us some good points. Which, by the way, you can spend all your points here. That's how I'm getting all the munitions and such. So, AP for one. And AP for the other. Alright, now let's do some more calculating. Remove our initial markings, move that out of the way. And we're going to do that there. And this here. Usually it's a lot more complicated. I may, after a bit of this, because I think this is like an endless mode, I may jump into an actual mission just to show how you have to do a lot more guesswork. But right now I at least want to kill these two. Because fun. Alright. Let's see, those are now marked, so we're going to do the same as usual. Both still 3 charges. $71. These will be AP shells, bearing 71. And these will be supply depots. And the next one is going to be 11. Same AP, only this will be 72.3. Very cool. Target will be the same. Let me double check. 1142, 72.3. Awesome. Okay. Now let's do the same as usual. Alright. 3 charges. Here we go. Let's slowly readjust. These will be both 45 and 42. $68. 68, 45, 68, and 42, 84. Very cool. First one is going to be our right-hand gun on 72.3. 72.3 right gun is 45.68. That will be correct. We're going to be firing our right gun. And here we go. Alright. Now we'll immediately follow up and do a 71. Straight 71. With that immediate left gun angle, same round. 71 confirmed. Left gun rotation also confirmed. We're good to immediately lock and load. Oh yeah. That is a kill confirm. We have killed a lot. Oh yeah. So good. Alright, let's check things here. Hostile bunker. Supply cache 6. Alright. Let's see here. Oh, 7. Okay. Just review some of the map here. Okay. Alright. I think it's time to go and do an actual mission proper. And as like I said, this is just an endless mode, so we would literally be here the entire time. Though I have racked up a good chunk of points from all the killing I've done. Very fun though, very fun. Let's have celebratory gato time. There be the gato. The toe beams be a little off, a little uncanny, but that's okay. It'd still be a very good gato. Oh yeah, and it also does give, like, pretty much every time you complete a mission, a bunch of fake propaganda for some 1920s Spain, I believe. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, I'll just be checking several things. I apparently just become very popular on Discord whenever I start to stream. Kill per shot radio, crossing level 20. I don't know if you can unlock any of these. Because we definitely destroyed at least several targets with one shot, I believe. So this is just a free mode. Alright. Counter battery. Enemy forces have deployed artillery across the river in response to recent operations. Our nest has been cleared for active engagement under direct fire conditions for the first time. Wow. So we're actually potentially going to be fired at. That's... okay. Alright, let us immediately get up, because we want to start going pretty soon, I'd imagine. We're in the red mode. Restore active power to on before proceeding. Understood. With artillery, priority eliminations, all artillery assets. Be prepared. Counter battery timer will commence once the first shell lands. That's what the timer's for. Okay. So we have a timer now. So that's nice. I'm going to be extremely stressed on that now. Oh. Hello. Dear Ironess, while advancing, I fell into one of your footprints outside and twisted my ankle. Trying to climb back out, shell landed where my squad was still standing. Now the only one left. I can still hear them. I don't know if I ever stop hearing them. Everyone keeps telling me I was lucky. Mother said it wasn't luck. She would have said God put me in that hole to save me, but God didn't put me in that hole. You did. Thomas. Wow. I'm kind of surprised he didn't include grenade with that. Huh. Survivor's guilt at its finest, I suppose. Initial field report, artillery. Okay. So... Survivor's guilt aside, I'm going to do my best to follow up on these pretty closely. Looks like we have... pretty close... Okay, so we have some time. Let's first set up our spotters. Spotter 1 is 010. It's pretty high up there. 37. Spotter 2 is in L4. That is 48. And spotter 3 is an L1. 26. Alright. So we can go ahead and remove these since they've now been marked. Artillery 1. We also need to get our position as well. Forgot. Forgore. I6. 5-3. Alright. So let's map this out before ever starting to do anything here. Okay. Artillery 1. Bearing 170 from spotter 1. So let's go ahead and precisely mark spotter 1. And that will be, what was it again? 170. Okay. Right on the money, 170. Bearing 079 from spotter 2. Seven, 8, 9. Alright. So we will go ahead and mark artillery there with this little mini. Precisely there. And we will go ahead and measure the distance from it there. Right there. Okay. Remove these. And we'll start from scratch with artillery position 2. This will be 185 from spotter 1. 185 from spotter 1. And bearing 90 from spotter 3. Okay, so that's pretty good. Pretty easy. Going to mark artillery 2 at this position here. Right there. We will mark that as such. Get rid of these guys. And lastly, 3. So distance is going to be 10.35 from position 3. It's a very, very big radius. I don't know how we spotted any of these, okay. 10.35. And then from spotter 1, 4.58. Okay. Looks like we will have just the one section here that will be our most likely target. So let's go ahead and mark artillery 3 to be the most likely position of here. Right at this cross section. And we'll go ahead and measure that. See, it's probably, like, for me at least, the funnest to try and figure out where things are. Especially now we're going to have fire coming back at us. We want to do our best to prep and pre-measure everything beforehand. Okay. So we now have our 3 bearings and distances for our 3 targets. Does it specify what round we'll want to use? I'm gonna assume AP more than likely. Destroying our remains, glory to the castle. So it does not. Counter battery timer commences when your first shell lands. We'll have a bit of time before it lands, but now we're good. So, let's see. The most obvious would be to go from here to here to here, as these 2 are the closer ones and have the more similar bearings. Logically, it'd be easy to set one gun up for this, one gun up for that, and then immediately, while that one is done, we already have another one preset for this. Well, no, because we'll have one gun set for here, one gun set for here. We'll basically do the most we can while the bearing turns for this one next. And then we'll be good. Okay, so let's again assume all these are going to be AP, more than likely. And the first 2 are going to be just 2 charges. So first round is going to be 6.7. Okay. There we go. bearing is 96. .4. Target is going to be artillery is a dot. Okay, no, it does not matter. Oh, there it is. Okay. 2 charges, because 2 charges to confirm is 10k. And we're gonna be gold. Alright, shot 1 is going to be this guy. We're going to order it from top to bottom, basically. Next, there's going to be... Hold on, did someone literally message me on Steam? Hold on. Okay. Just heard the noise. Okay, okay. That's just more gay activities, I see. Okay, I see. They're wanting to expose me, the gays. What was he doing? No. 6.86. This will be the same amount of charges with a slightly... No, not slightly. This will be a good change. Actually, hold on. Let's do some thinking here. I actually want to calculate that one first. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So let's bump it up to 10k. 10.31 with 3 charges. Still AP with a bearing of 75. .4, just barely on there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this one we're actually going to do first. Then we'll do that one, and then we'll do that one. Kind of did it in an ass backwards sort of way, but that's fine. Let's see, which one was this again? 10.31, 75.4, AP. Okay, calculate. Alright, this will be our first boy. So we'll go from 75 degrees to 96 degrees, and then we'll go to the 133 degrees. 133.3. And then this will be back to 2 charges. Six. Alright. Triple checking my work again. 6.86 is the distance. 133.3 is the bearing target. That's correct. And this will be our last shot. Alright. These will all be AP rounds. 500. Okay. So those points actually go into other missions, I'm assuming. That's actually quite nice. So, 3 AP shells. Yeah, we're not going to waste our time with these star shells. We already know basically where everyone is. We're going to shoot our shots, and if we miss, we're just going to do our best to immediately follow up with a new shot. Let me think. Would it be worth ordering another set just in case? Probably not. I'm fairly confident on this. So let's buy... And there. Then we'll do right. And then, let's see, what be the quickest way for this again? Probably left, because they'll both go to 41. It'll just be the radius will have to change, so it should go left. Okay. Now comes the easy part. So, the first two here, 75 and 96. These two are both, okay. Let's see, 75, the first one is going to be a 3 powder boy. Yeah, I know. And then this one will be 2, right? Let me make sure. I'm already starting to psych myself out. Okay, so this one, that has a distance worth of 3 powder charges. That's going to be 2, and then that one's going to be 2. Okay. So this one will be loaded up with 2. Immediately prep that one. Okay, so the left gun here will be 41.24. And will be then this will be 70. Just barely. Okay. 75.4 is going to be our first shot. 41.24. Let me double check. So 75, yes. Yes. 75.24 is going to be our left gun. So we're going to immediately shoot that. Let me also just retrace steps, just make sure I have the plan ready. So, plan is, which I can't preload that obviously. So plan is basically left gun is going to be shot first. That is our 41.24, which I'm going to adjust. The second gun here is going to be 40.6. Three, 4, 5. Okay. Left gun 41. This will be easier to do. Left gun is 41.24. That will be immediately shot. We will go over here to change the bearing to 96. And while that is changing, we're going to load this up with a 2 powder charge to prep that. As soon as that's done, we will go back here, have that already be adjusted, and then we will fire off our next one. Because let's do a final double check. First gun, the left gun, is going to be 41.24. That is correct. At 75.4, that's correct. Right gun is 71.56. Correct. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. Fuck. Right gun is going to be... Okay, I need to adjust right gun, I believe. Yes, I was rating off the wrong things, I believe. So right gun is going to be 40.56. There we go. I was off by 1. I was off by 1, but that would have potentially screwed us and got us killed. So, do a final double check as we confirm mission. We have confirmed shell. We're now in the preparation of confirming these. So, to do a final check, 41.24 is our left gun. That is good. Our turret rotation, 45.4. That is correct. Right gun, our second follow-up shot, is going to be 40.56, and then we will change the turret rotation when we fire the first shell. Okay. We are good to fire. Let's also do music, because I've been so consumed by the autism that I completely forgot to put on music. Yeah. Nothing like being patriotic while lobbing giant shells at people. Alright. And off we go. Next we're going to do 96.4. Three, 4, 5, 6. Go back, wet, stop. Fuck. Six. 96.4. Rotation is good. Going to arm our second shots. Do a last double check. 40.56. 96.4. That is correct. It is time to shoot. Alright. Now going to do our final follow-up shot, as we're now going to transfer to 133. This will be a 2-rounder. Went a bit overboard here. Fuck. It sounds like I'm playing Kingdom Hearts music while I'm killing millions. Hold on, stop. Playing it a bit too rough, but that's fine. 33.3. That is confirmed. 41.16, just waiting for that. I'm going to go ahead and start confirming these while we are ready. Going to do 41.24, 41.16 is the adjustments. 41.17, that is correct. 133.3, that is correct. We are arming and we are going to fire. That is 1 kill confirmed on target 1. Slightly off on target 2. That is fine. So let's start immediately correcting this. Let's go ahead and start measuring follow-up shots. Kill confirmed for 2, so the only one we have to worry about currently is the last one here. That is fine. So we have a straight shot at her. Alright, that is going to be another AP that I'm going to need to order. For the left-hand side, that is already ordered. Bearing, that's going to be a 3 charger. I'm going to go ahead and load that up with 3 charges. Bearing 76, I'm going to start that up already. 2, 3. Load that in. 90, 80, 70, there we go. 76.7. Alright, now we need to calculate elevation. Distance 10.48. Bearing 76.7. AP calculate. Not enough charges. What? Not enough charges. Okay, yeah, you're right, you're right. 41. That's nearly on the money as is, so we should be good. 41.92. Alright. That's correct. That is also correct. We're going to aim and fire. I don't fully understand the visual aspect of how long I have until I get fired at, but that's fine. Because I'm fairly certain I corrected. That I fucking did. Yeehaw. Intermain. Consolidate. Understood. Alright. That is the pressure now removed. That was actually very fun. I was expecting to be stressed out, but wow. That honestly is just more fun. Okay. Looks like we can do the same kind of idea for these two. Only follow up with this one. And it's all gonna be AP, not AP, but HE this time. By the time we hit all three of those and we don't find that last one, because there should be 4 hostiles still. Going to go ahead and remove this information because we don't need it anymore because they're all exploded. Starting fresh. So let's mark down 4 hostile units just so we know. Okay, didn't give us any immediate calculations, which is fine because we can just mark them straight on. First target is going to be this goober right here. Smack him dead center. Next one. Going to be target 2. And then next will be target 3. All 3 dead center. Am I missing any other units? No, I'm not. No. Okay. If anything, we should have a... We should be able to do this, but I don't think we'll need it. If anything, we'll fire a starburst to just scout a particular area. Okay, now we can take our time. HE. First shot, 79.9. Alright. 79.9. Target's gonna be basic infantry. 10.91. This will be a 3 charger. That should be good. Then we'll order this the same way. This will be our first shot. So do HE, HE, and then HE again. So same ordeal. Yes. Okay, next calculation will be 85.9. Distance 11. 26. 3 charge. Second calculation done. Third. Back down to 7. 71. There we go. This 11 7 10.71 11.7. That's confirms. Okay. Alright, let us load up our stuff. So, done. Okay. First one, second one are gonna be both 3 shots. I absolutely love this game. This is so nice. I could do this forever, to be honest. Oh, you can purposefully make it steamy. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. 43.64 and 45. Okay, that is pretty good. We are ready to fire our left gun. I also think we also listened to this music before. I think it's this one we haven't listened to yet. Let me see. I think that's the next one. Maybe? What's this one? Is this the Kingdom Hearts song? This is the Kingdom Hearts song. Okay, let's go back to this one. I keep saying it's Kingdom Hearts because it's exactly like the Mickey's Castle and Kingdom Hearts 2. And I spent so much time there because I just really liked the old-fashioned rubber hose worlds a lot. Let's see, left gun, 43.64, 79.9, left gun is armed, ready to fire. Just rotation slightly. Rotation has been adjusted, 45.04, 55.9, continually arm, and fire. Now I'm going to load up our next follow-up shots. This will be just a 2-rounder. This will be bearing a 111. Just barely. 8, 9, 10, 11. Stop. Every time. This particular machine spirit, like right here, just hates me. He hates me. 30. We're going to go immediately down. $84. Okay. 111.7. 30.84 confirmed. Arm and fire. Oh fuck. There is more artillery. Fuck. Okay, that's fine. We will keep calm. Because I don't know how much time we have, so I'm just gonna pretend that we have all the time in the world. There looks to be at least 2 artillery. One is going to be this one. Next is going to be slightly different with distance. Should be fairly easy to follow up on. Is there any other I need to look at before I start doing the nerd calculation? No. Okay. Let us both order 2 AP for each gun. Right. Perfect. Let us go ahead and mark these. These are both 3 charge boys. So these are going to be immediately loaded. Going to also go ahead and adjust our bearing back down. That's fine. Silence. Do 88. 88.2. Perfect. Load that shit. All we have left is for the angle, and we're good to go and not hopefully explode, because again, I have no idea when they're actually going to fire back at us. Alright, I need to actually calculate these. Fuck. First one's gonna be 10.40. 10.40, 88. 88.2. These will be artillery. 88.2, 10.40. That will be our first target with G3 charges. Next one is going to be slightly out with 11.39. Same charge, slightly different angle. 89.2. Alright, that will be the same. Let's go ahead and put those in immediately. This will be 41. Slightly down to there, and this will be 45. So that's already on the money. 56. 41.60. 41.60, 88.22. That will be our first. We're going to fire our left gun immediately. We're going to slightly adjust rotation to 989.2. And immediately do another fire. Let's double check. 45.56, 89.2 confirmed. Arming and firing now. That is kill confirmed. Come on. And kill confirms. Very good, very good. 2 hostile units remain. No further threats are anticipated. High command is confident. High command is never wrong. Okay. So it looks like just the 2 left are what they were referencing. I guess that's a joke saying that they just completely biffed it on the initial intel, because those were a good surprise. I am really enjoying this game. Okay. Let us finish this off. I am curious though about this though. Just to see. Okay, that's 6.04. Okay, they're referencing the... Okay, very cool. Good to know. Let's go ahead and finish off this 2 things of infantry. There we go. Get rid of these. And let's see. The other one was right here. Alright, should be fairly easy. Can also remove that. So these will both be 2 charge boys. First one's going to be 9. With a 79. Straight 79. With infantry target. And then 7.71. With... Let's see... 7.71 looks like. Wait, no, it's 111. .7, 7.71. Okay. Very cool. .71, 111. Okay. Awesome. Just 2 more, and we should be good to go. We did exceptionally well, I believe. Okay, since they're both at different elevations, let's do one for each gun. These will both be 2 charges, so... That is loaded. Alright. First one, 79. Oh. I do kind of like that it throws a fit a bit when you try to immediately stop it. Alright, we have the 2 calculated. We're on 79.0, 56.4, so left gun is good to fire. Now to 111 again. And we are already good on the elevation of our right gun, so we should be good to fire immediately. 46.26, 11.07, we're good to prime and fire. Yippee! Why is that one still showing? What? Why are you? Oh. Okay. I was just barely off, looks like. Shit. Huh. What was the calculation wrong with that? Maybe I put in an extra charge. Interesting. Let's do another recalculation just to be extra precise. Just to be sure. Do a little bit closer to here. Should catch. There we go. Should be also fairly easy to follow up with since that was our last 70. That's 9.6. $79. .1. That should be just 2 charges still. Okay. Order another HE for our left gun just because. Oh, okay, right gun, I guess. That's fine. That'd be fine. Well, 2 charges. There we go. Push this all the way back to 79. Get those ready. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Okay. 69.1. 4.56. Primed and firing. Imagine having a giant crater like this just literally a couple of kilometers away from you and still staying in that same position. Very big-brained infantry, they must be Marines. Dead on, okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that first one. Just very slightly off, I guess. All hostile destroyed, security's clear, Iron Nest is to stand down. We are green, and we did pretty good. We got an overall positive on our requisitions. Time for mandatory Elgato bothering. Very good, very good. You're coming with me to sleep. Castle's mechanized wonder. Roll to press reacts. Extraordinary, alarming is exactly that. What exactly is that? That's understandable. The Ridge, January 29th, 1928. Foreign observers stunned by the Iron Nest might. A new era of warfare, this general declares, as the world scrambles to respond to the unveiling. General Val's Iron Nest project is exclusively a preemptive self-defense measure. The Iron Nest, a shield, not a sword. Okay, the general insists. Wow. Look at how smug he is in the bottom left. Described the Iron Nest debut as terrifying, deeply unsettling, not something we were prepared to see on a Tuesday. I severely understand that. French delegation has requested clarification. British delegation has requested a brochure. Okay, yeah, of course. Majesty the King, aka Spanish, is said to have suggested that other delegations need not request a brochure, as the demonstration was, in his words, fairly self-explanatory. Roof gone, work in the sun. Work through the whistle, services, rumble, sorting, glory. Wanted witnesses to nothing unusual. Do not speculate. For sale, mystery meat. I did not build it to use it. I built it in the hopes that we would never have to. Oh, very cool, very cool. Let's see, what did we miss out? What a mess, that's necessary. Yeah, that's understandable. We did unlock a new shell, though. High explosive, high capacity, thin walled, maximum bursting charge, large blast radius. If I had to guess, we're probably gonna wipe out a bunch of such stride supply corridor for high command. Tends to sever ahead of the coming advance. Garrison there is expecting reinforcements. Counter battery timer. Skirmish challenge. Maximum kills before the position is signed. Okay. Well, I think that will at least do it for now, because it is well past midnight. But it has been very fun. As soon as I played the tutorial for this, I knew I had to stream it. Like, it is so fun. I like I said at the beginning, I genuinely thought this was potentially going to be one of those things to where, like, it's one of those streamer games to where it's something you watch someone play. But actually playing it myself, like, it's been so nice. Just like the calculations, having to, just like we saw, very quickly calculate things and correct for bad intelligence. So nice. So nice. So nice. that a challenge? A lot of points, I see. Okay. Oh, it even shows their progress. Okay. The ultra autisms, I see. Even classic TF2. Very cool. Okay, but yeah, I think that will generally do it for now. I have very, very much enjoyed this and may stream more. We'll see. I think probably next I want to try to stream New Vegas, but at the same time, I may genuinely might not. Honestly, I may immediately follow this up with New Vegas just to do like a test stream. We'll see. We'll see. Just like because the main problem with New Vegas is well, here I'll also give this just for background noise. But the main problem with New Vegas is when you alt tab, it explodes. And I kind of need to do that occasionally to actually look at stream things. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know yet. Maybe. Depending on how I'm feeling in a little bit here, now that I'm halfway done with some of my moonshine, I may do a very short test stream with New Vegas just to see. Because, like, as you would probably very easily guess, I am very much a New Vegas boy. Oh, there we go. Like, I desperately want to do New Vegas. But it's also like 1 a.m. here, so give me a bit, I'll do a little break, and then I'll potentially start a new stream in a bit here. Or not. Maybe I'll just do it next time, either or. I'll ping and everything, whatnot. But thank you for watching. This has been very fun. Again, despite the now new fresh urge of like wanting to stream games or like feeling weird to not stream games and just play things by myself, like Zomboid especially. Streaming has been so fun so far. Despite having little to no views, it is still so nice because I can just one, talk better, and two, just like potentially have several clips and content that I can learn to parse and edit through. And as shorts are obviously the easiest thing to digest with my extremely low experience short that I dub over being my most viewed thing. I'm almost guaranteed to eventually start pumping out a lot more when I get good at actually editing, but for now, she'll be done. Like I said, for people that still want to actually do things or watch, I may do a very short New Vegas stream in a bit, or not. We'll see. But anyway, thank you.